Hey guys, John Luxley here, back with our blind playthrough of Orwell. So last time I did mention that I had a little bit of anxiety about playing through this game. Let me kind of explain, that way maybe, well, if you guys are unaware of some of the stuff, maybe that'll make you a little bit more aware. And then if you're not, then you'll understand. Oh, and now Manny is sitting kind of in front of the screen. So Orwell is a game about surveillance and not surveillance itself, but essentially the wrongs. I presume the wrongs that you can do with it, like the girl that we're looking at right now. In the game she's probably going to go to prison or be killed or something like that when she probably wasn't even involved. That's what I'm gonna guess. But it's kind of like a dystopian future worldview, like what could happen, like a cautionary tale. So just one thing that I've noticed that maybe give you guys a little bit of like a pause to think about it is so text messaging, right? There's these little suggestions down at the bottom, and the question is, over time, they get better and better, which means that Google or Apple or Samsung or whoever has that information is essentially analyzing how you speak. And the suggestions get better, which means they can effectively predict what you're going to say. Now, not only, that's a little bit scary on its own, but what if you wanted to manipulate someone? Basically, let's say something semi-innocent marketing, right? Like, I think it was Twitter a while back, or probably still is. I don't really use Twitter. That was inserting ads in people's timelines based on what stuff they were saying. Like, oh man, I'm gonna go get tacos, and then they'd post an ad for Taco Bell or something like that. Oh, if you want tacos, this is a great place to go, blah blah blah. What if they could manipulate your suggestions while you're texting to, over time, change how you speak or think or talk? That's just one factor. Make it more likely that you will purchase a certain product or vote for a certain political candidate. That's the danger. The danger is us being manipulated. So that's just one example. Let's resume the game and kind of see where it goes. Days on duty 1. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. All right. Right, so this is our current target, essentially, and the different people we're also profiling. Let's take a look at the headlines. Crime rate continues to drop. Or are these all new? I feel like we've read these before. And let me go back. I can't. Negotiation. So it's probably just the first one. Crime rates continue to drop. Crime rate continues to drop. Ministry of Security has presented the latest numbers on the crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few violent crimes. Delacroix gave a press conference early this morning. Photo, Ministry of Security. On Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published the new crime statistics report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offenses decreased by 4.8 in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the safety bill. And I assume we click on that and it tells us a little bit about it. Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix appeared very pleased by these numbers and declared this development an outstanding result of successful safety policy. When confronted with the recent assault in Bonton, she once again admitted the ambitious goals of the government have not yet been accomplished. She further mentioned that activities are currently being established which will have a considerable impact preventing further incidents. Let's try the safety bill. Our principles put into action. Safety bill. Crimes per 100,000 population. So I guess the crimes are going up. And then in 2008 they start to decline. But that's interesting, right? Because it shows the trend. And it's almost like the party being elected here and the safety bill also don't really have much of an effect. Just something I thought I'd point out. Which I'm sure is, well, it could potentially be deliberate. Might not be. The safety bill is a collection of safety-centered laws and statutes created with the ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizens. Well, that's probably not true. If you're protecting the freedom of people, generally that actually makes them less safe. That's the whole point. Central to the safety bill is the simplified, sped-up process of taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and their prosecution, as well as the provision of an increased budget for safety-related expenses. The safety bill also paved the way for stricter regulations concerning immigration and general travel into or transiting through the nation. It also became mandatory to inform employers whenever an applicant or employee is an ex-convict or otherwise regarded potentially dangerous. Since the safety bill has come into effect in 2011, the total number of acts of crime and terrorism committed have been decreasing continuously, and the trend is ongoing to date. I do love the polygons. That looks sharp. The Parges peacekeeping mission. I probably pronounced that incorrectly, but it's okay. The terrorist incident of 2008 was the terrible consequence of the premature retreat of our troops from Parges, a region torn by civil unrest for years, by the order of the previous government. Huh. Okay. To fix our predecessor's mistake, the party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers back to safeguard the region for the good of the inhabitants of both countries alike. This actually reminds me of 1984. Towards the beginning, the main character is editing the newspaper records, and it was something about, he was changing. There was like a factory, like they had to increase production of boots for the troops, and it was like, oh yeah, instead of, the requirement was this, and we basically doubled that within this span of time, and so he was changing it to say that, oh, it wasn't doubled, it was tripled. But then he's like, I'm not going to say this out loud, but in reality there probably were no boots made at all. So they're manipulating the propaganda, basically, which is like, that's how deep this thing goes. After the Parges peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to the neighboring country to perform tasks including distribution of aid packages containing food in addition to health and hygiene products to the mostly impoverished population, the rebuilding of infrastructure, particularly hospitals and schools, upholding the law and public order alongside the removal of war relics such as anti-personnel mines or unexploded bombshells, training local police and military forces. Due to recent stabilization in the Parges, we have been able to reduce the number of stationed forces while keeping the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. Okay, so that's good. I don't know what we were supposed to get, though. So this is the party. I guess probably under projects. 5 pillars for a great nation. Safety and security. We believe in strict and safety regulations and mechanisms to preserve the life and well-being of every individual. A strong economy equals a strong society. This is why we strive for constant, healthy growth. Values and tradition. I forgot to say economy and commerce, but, while cultural origins as well as the significance of family and communal life must be cherished. Migration and foreign affairs. Gating immigration from and intervening in foreign countries is a necessity to uphold law and order in our own. Education and health. Rock-solid education and healthcare systems are the foundations of a great future. So, this whole thing, the whole 1984 and the way the things seem to be going today with the surveillance society stuff, the core values are essentially correct. Protect our citizens, all that stuff. But it's basically the definition of the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? And it actually speaks, like, when, I guess when is probably more likely, when this finally gets implemented, or fully implemented, I suppose, it's a real, it just shows naivete, or apathy, or both, because people are willing to put these incredibly dangerous things into place, and they mistakenly believe that it won't be used for evil, or that it won't affect them. And that's one of the big issues with the surveillance society in general, is that all this personal data about everybody is being collected and stored somewhere. And let's be honest, most of these people, they're not good at security, or they don't care. That's why you had the Equifax. Half of the country's personal data just out there on the web now, for identity thieves to take. So, and you bring that up and people are like, whatever, it's, it won't affect me, or they just kind of hand wave it away. And it's like, they can't conceive of how bad that truly is. So it's like, it's a good idea that once you start being like, oh, we just need a little bit of your freedom to make this work, that's when you need to, just stand up for yourself. They go for take an inch, ask for an inch, take a mile, that sort of thing, something like that. Leaders of the nation. Robert Blaine, Prime Minister. Prime Minister Blaine, as much remarkable visionary as unmatched leader, is a member of the party in the fourth generation. When the surprising death of the previous leader, of the party, Mrs. Goddard, left behind a power vacuum, it was the young Robert Blaine who stepped up and was elected as the new head unanimously. Just as in this exemplary case, Mr. Blaine will take initiative whenever possible and is sure not to relent until the party's ambitious goals have been achieved. This is the other issue. You put all these things into place. Even if the person doing that is good, which I assume is what happened here, you have some really evil person behind them that will stab them in the back and then take over. And now, instead of something for good, now it's, a force for evil, which is why, even if it's in the people's best interest, you gotta, you just gotta be careful. Arthur Scott Gallagher, Secretary of Economy and Trade. Mr. Gallagher, one of the most seasoned members of the party, is in charge of the Ministry of Economy and Trade. As such, he is directly responsible for reduced tax levels for big and medium-sized corporations, as well as the resulting decline of the unemployment rate. Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security. Notice I can't grab any of these pictures. I mean, it's not relevant, quote-unquote. The Ministry of Security, dedicated to the purpose of improving the nation's safety on the interior, was formed directly after the elections in 2009, just as originally proposed by Catherine Delacroix. Hang on a second. Ministry of Security, I see. Ms. Delacroix was subsequently granted the position of the first Secretary of Security. She is best known for the inception of the Safety Bill, elevating security standards in the country to a new level. Peter Faulkner, Secretary of Defense. Commander-in-Chief of the nation's forces, does not tire to stress the importance of stability in the nation's neighboring countries. That end, Mr. Faulkner created the Parges Peacekeeping Mission, which played a key role in the prevention of terrorist activity occurring on the nation's soil. And I bet this takes you back there. Yep. Okay, so projects. Oh, this is the projects thing. Rather than... Okay, so these are previously clicked links. Become a part of the party. There are many ways in which you can contribute to the nation's success. Becoming involved with the party is a huge one. If you are willing to give your all for a brighter future of the nation and consequently all of the world, come and join us. Find out how. Donate. The party is always grateful for donations of any amount. Your gift will directly help the party to continue its course to build a stable, safe, and positively conservative nation. Interesting that it's conservative when the whole, I believe, socialism is more of a liberal thing. I don't know. Who knows? Either side can be authoritarian. It's not one or the other. Conservative authoritarian regimes tend to be like super religious. And I don't really see like a theocracy. And I don't really see religion all over this. So volunteer. Support a local group of volunteers to get in touch with the nation's leaders and champion the topics that matter the most to you and your family. Become a member. Being a member of the party is a life-altering calling, as you will represent the party in political matters on a communal or national level. Get in touch and apply to us. Join the army of the nation. The party is a big promoter of direct service to the homeland. If you think you have it in you to defend the freedom of the nation in foreign countries and help stabilize them, get enlisted now. I don't know where I was supposed to... Oh, that's it? Oh, it's just new bookmarks or something? Status, you're invited to tea inside the rabbit hole. Timelines. Right, new portrait. Why are they collecting all these pictures? Not sure. Wrong profile. Oh, I have to click on one first? I don't know. I'm gonna complain a second. This is kind of silly if it's not letting me upload to a specific... Like, it knows it's not the right person. It's almost like it is... how to put it? Forcing me to upload it. As in, like, having a human that can take responsibility when it's already basically automated. So it's like you are essentially a fall person. So that's kind of interesting and scary at the same time. Thank you. Upload complete. All right, whatever. Okay, birthday. I assume at this point we have to just upload everything. Interests, art, music, activism. Art, music, activism? What a lineup. Also, I'm wondering if this dude is like an AI. Art, music, activism. What a lineup. Yeah, that's not really that uncommon. Cassandra likes the targets. Painting. Alice in Wonderland. My cat, Geekiko. Can I... None of these. Okay. Cassandra Watergate posted on March 1st, 2017 at 11:01 a.m. Whoa. Woohoo. First day in freedom far away from the shackles of Watergate Pharma. 12 likes, 2 comments. Jake. What? Who's going to pay for your stuff now? Mommy and Daddy won't like this. XD. Cassandra Watergate. Listen, Jake, I'm not Daddy's little girl anymore. My art already got me a lot of money, more than enough to pay all my bills. Don't you worry about me. Despised puppets of the state. You have finally managed to destroy us entirely. There's nothing left to do but congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all of you government lackeys. Oppose the government vehemently. Basically, yes. Most painfully, Cassandra. Well, Miss Watergate, we aren't too fond of you either. I know, that's why we're going to frame her for the bombing. Why is this a conflict? Conflicting update. Sweetie, what is the matter? That totally doesn't sound like you. We haven't hung out for ages. You gotta get out from time to time and you'd feel much better. Mary, just shut your freaking mouth, okay? I'm not in the mood for your stupid act. I told you again and again, I cannot deal with this right now. Okay, so this is referring to the Puppets of the State comment. Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry I still care about my best friend, no matter how often she decides to give me the cold shoulder. But in that case, that's in the past now. Change to status. Relationship. I don't understand why this is a conflict with an unknown data chunk. Okay, well I'm gonna upload it anyway then. How sad. Yeah, I could tell. You seem really broken up. Cassandra is in a relationship with Joseph Langley, not a member. We found that already, right? With her lawyer. Might be noteworthy. The Beholder actually wrote about me and it being freaking redeemed of this shit, but surprise, surprise, they had to mention the speculations over my parents buying me out. Makes the click counts go boom, doesn't it? Well, yes, that's exactly why. National Beholder, TNA. Procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. Investigation of malicious injury of police officer has been closed due to lack of evidence. Speculations raised over manipulation by the parents of the accused. So, oh, that's just we've already been there. Yeah, okay. That's why it's purple. At least you're redeemed now. Want to blow off steam together with a little late night shopping tour? Not today. I have a date this evening. Ooh, who's the lucky one? Case closed. Congratulations, never had any doubts about it. From Harrison O'Donnell. Kidney, you're my... Kiddo, not kidney, haha. Kiddo, you're my heroine in both the heroic and the drug way. 1,000 cams in the plaza, but no proof. We've shown the world this dirty surveillance machinery only exists to intimidate and mislead the people into believing false promises. Cams for safety? One big lie. Oh, it's never about safety. If it was about safety, they'd prevent the crimes before they happened, but you can't. Wow, I'm so happy for you. I knew everything would be okay in the end. Shall we have an awesome Cassandra Freedom Party on Friday? Thank you guys. I'm so happy. I'm sure you heard the load fall off my mind. Harrison, I will totally write an article on our blog. Juliet, of course, I'm so in. Changed her profile picture. Isn't like I have this already. New portrait. Okay, data submitted. Got it. That concert was amazing. So amazing that I just had to give my hair a little makeover. So without further ado, how do you like it? OMG, what happened to your beautiful hair? Why didn't you ask me before going to stylist? We could have gone together. Cassie's going punk. Did mommy and daddy agree with that? Looks nice. That's a whole new you. You'll need a new name then. What about Catharsis? Catharthis? That's clever. Me likey. So, henceforth, Cassandra shall be known to the world as Catharthist. I'm gonna totally mispronounce that, but it's alright. An alias name. You know people on the web. So many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every alias. Then we can match data chunks to target persons whenever they are using them. Right. That actually reminded me of a little other thing, which was the whole surveillance thing. Like, the people that are doing the surveillance are dumb. Or bureaucracy. Right, so it might not be the people that are on the... the peons, they're not dumb, but the people, the higher-ups aren't listening, right? So that's how you had the... after the September 11... plane crashes, that's why you had FBI trying to infiltrate, like, book clubs. Like, that's how ridiculous people get. And if you give people like that this sort of power, that's when real bad stuff happens. Even if they mean well, there's always someone that is willing to do dirty, underhanded stuff to claw their way to the top, to be in charge, to put that power to use. So that's, you gotta watch out. From Harrison, I was gonna say Harrisell for some reason. Merge his name together. Oh, wait, Harrison O'Donnell? H-O-D. There was like one of the articles written about this, or with those names, I thought, but maybe not. That's the spirit, kiddo. Now I'd like to invite you to our little activist group if you want to join us. It would be nice to have you with us for the protest on the Freedom Plaza on Friday. An activist group. Is there anything more specific? Oh, listener. Okay. Just discovered this hot new band, The Targets. Man, do they rock hard. They're playing concert in the Cell next week. Who's coming along? Mary, I'm looking at you. Punk's not really my style. Sorry, Cass. Can't we just go see Cherry Cheeks sometime? Oh, is this the... Yeah, former conflict with another data chunk was solved. Okay. They're not just some punks. Their lead singer is a real cutie, and they have this cool guitarist girl. Plus, they've got a message what not to like. No, sorry, it's not for me. Alrighty, you're the one missing out. I'll have them all for myself then. Ooh la la, wee wee, non. Having an amazing shopping tour with my Mary, the best friend of all time. You really should consider paying a visit to your hairstylist soon, darling. Oh, so that's them before she went blue. Well, that is what happens when you do my hair. Alright, so that's all of that. Let's listen to some private conversations. Joseph says nothing. Hey, did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? Yeah, don't remind me. You know how I have a history with that place. Already fucking me up enough. I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was there just moments before this happened. Ugh, should never gone to that damn protest. Darling, you don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not to me. Meaning her presence there before the bombing could be coincidence after all. I'll reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. You should be reserving them from the beginning anyway. I was so happy when the Goldfells accepted me into thought. I desperately wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. What is this? One related document. An activist group called Thought. Interesting. Maybe this is what influenced her. And who is Goldfells? We should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. Let's see. Think of it this way. If you had not gone to the protest, you would never have been wrongfully indicted. We would never have met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist in all the papers. You are not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, damn it. What? Your card's not working here. Can't buy anything. Have you gone bankrupt or something? Unless you went on a shopping spree, there should be plenty of money on there. Oh, wait. It kind of skipped. I guess we'll have to go without wine then. Here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprisingly out of schedule and I can't postpone it. You gotta be kidding me. I'm very sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Appointment here, appointment there, appointment every fucking where. How do you constantly do this to me? Darling, please just calm down. Be taking your methorin. Oh, she's a drug user. What's this methorin? Can you look that up for me, please? Look, man, I'm not being paid to do your job, too. Just... Is the only thing that matters to you that I'm fucking happy pills all day? Darling, please, it's nothing like that and you know it. So I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging. If I don't show up at this appointment, I'll risk losing a very important client. Fine, don't you understand that? Oh no, I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours now? Cassie, don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Oh, come on, Cassie. Or are they about to break up? Going home now in case I'm getting up on that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. Yep. Okay. Well. Let's see. The Thought overview and interesting products. Oh, there's methorin. I see. Right, okay. Methorin, antidepressant, helps stabilize your emotions. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on this medication. Looking at what you have extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. Okay. I will indicate that to law enforcement. Achievement unlocked. Torture myself with whimsies, although it doesn't appear to be showing up on the recording, so I guess. I don't know. And also, it's kind of silly. He's like, oh, I'll indicate that to law enforcement. It's like, dude, just thought you said you were going to reserve judgment. It's weird. The feeling I get from this game keeps like flip-flopping. Like, oh, we're going to, try and do the right thing. Oh, we're not, blah, blah, blah. The thoughts are free. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. George Orwell. Yep. Why is this whole page clickable? Okay, I don't get that, but all right. Welcome to the Thought Blog. Pick an entry below. Guess we'll start at the beginning. This article is private due to the privacy settings on this blog. Archived articles are only available from direct links, not from the front page. Sorry, ask an admin of the blog to provide you with a direct link if you're interested in an archived article. So they're all like that. Okay, well that helps. Freedom is unfree. Entry number 9. The Freedom is Unfree by Catharthus. Oh, I see. Articles 1, registered since September. Last log in April. Contact the Cassie 29. Yep, we've got that already. Back. It's cams. Cams everywhere, even at the Freedom Plaza. Is it just me, or is that more than a little bit just, I don't know, ironic? You probably all know me as either that blue-haired punk bitch, stupid cunt, or anti-governmental terrorist. These are only some of the names that have been called during the criminal investigation against me. That was just because in the middle of the chaos, someone believed to have seen me hurt a police officer. It never even occurred to anybody that wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. And how is this a conflict? There's a conflict with one unknown data chunk. Well, I mean, I don't have that yet, so upload is strongly discouraged. Fair enough. One would assume that in an age where there are cams everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was at all involved or not, but it wasn't. It took weeks of investigative custody to figure out the cam footage was actually not clearly showing anything at all. Which raises the question, why are there so many cams in the first place? The answer is intimidation only. You keep calm, quiet, and careful when there are cameras around, or you fear there are cameras where you cannot see. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web, and now it's in our real lives too. I want to click on this, but we'll do that in a second. We have been brought to the Freedom Memorial since we were kids at school. We were told lavish tales about the founders of the nation, told to show national pride, and I know what you're thinking now, this thing is damn ugly. What is that donut even? The Let Freedom Ring? But the statement behind this ridiculously enormous heap of stones should be clear. In the middle of the Capitol, there is a symbol of freedom. Comprehensible symbolism for everyone, isn't it? With cameras there, this is now the plasma of unfreedom, if anything at all. Alright, well, let's click on this. Okay, well, this is Goldfels. I propose to consider the question, are our thoughts still free? While this might seem to be a surprising question, in our current world of ever-growing digital surveillance, freedom of thought is no longer self-evident. Dear reader, there's a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. It goes like this. This rings a bell, I don't remember why. Thoughts are free, who can guess them? They fly by like nocturnal shadows. No man can know them, no hunter can shoot them with powder and lead. Thoughts are free. I think what I want and what delights me, still always reticent, as is suitable. My wish and desire, no one can deny me, and so it will always be. Thoughts are free. If I am thrown into the darkest dungeon, all these are futile works, because my thoughts tear all gates and walls apart. Thoughts are free. When I was still young, long before I immigrated to the nation in 1993, I believed this to be a universal truth. There are no borders for thoughts and no rules for what is or is not allowed to be thought. This was not because I thought people should be so tolerant, not at all. Instead, I simply held it dear that nobody except for ourselves really knows what is going on in our heads until we choose to reveal it. Yesterday, a question crossed my mind. If the increasing interconnectedness of humans via modern technology serves more and more as a collective memory and brain of our society, and there is an institution that is capable of monitoring every bit stream of it, How can thoughts still be free? That is a great point. Is it not likely that we'll communicate only under great mental reservation to hold on to our knowledge, which means as a final consequence, will we stop thinking? Yes, that is kind of. In order to think, in order to process your thoughts, you have to get them out somehow. And then you have to express them to someone else and let them be challenged, or, because ultimately we want the thoughts that are, or the ideas that are correct. I mean, most of us, some people just want, they don't care about being right, but some people do, and some people want to know. And so it's like, you have two ideas that conflict, kind of like here, and then you figure out which one is correct and you do that one. But unfortunately, the conflict itself is necessary. Conflict of ideas and verbs, verbal conflict, not necessarily physical conflict. And in fact, I would argue that if you how to put this, you need to be able to have a discussion without physical conflict. And if you can't, then you need to get to that point, because otherwise you won't be able to process the correct idea or accept correct ideas. So that's just my thought. Back to this. When I think of the increasingly aggressive operations of the surveillance machinery in the nation, I truly fear the answer to this question. That is why I created this blog. I want to encourage alternatives to the total control and safety bigotry of this digital world. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfells. 3 comments. Hey Goldfells, interesting name by the way. Just stumbled upon your new blog, and that's some truth you tell here. The web was born in the sense of the ultimate freedom to be who you want to be, express yourself, wasn't it? Now the gov has to come to threaten this with real name policies and shit. Save your IP so they can look up who you are. And this is actually something that's going on now. They do. Not necessarily the government, though. It's more the corporations. And, the quote-unquote useful idiots. So you don't say anything wrong, possibly, about time someone did something. Well, if you didn't have one before, you've just gained yourself your first new follower. Frankly, I'm surprised to find someone here at all. I thought nobody would ever find this blog at all. Thank you very much for your kind words, and yes, I'm very delighted to have a first follower. Hello, admin. I like your things too. Could you one, but now even more? To get a service on search engine optimization independent, others get clicks and more money for you. Now use. Yeah, okay. Nigerian prince. And there was something up here. Goldfells. Account Goldfells Administrator. Articles 5. Contact nothing. Last login December. Alright. Cassandra's timeline is now updated. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see. Finally, someone who had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. Oh, I see. That's the freedom statue that got blown up, I suppose. There are thousands of cameras pointing to a target and the Big Bang still happens. I haven't laughed like this for ages. What now, Mrs. Delacroix? What now? Really, Cassie? You laugh at people being killed? Are you out of your mind? Well, conflict with, sees assault justified for showing the futility of surveillance. That is a conflict because she says we've been against violence, but now she's, interesting, so I have to choose which one. That's an interesting question. She's definitely getting radicalized. I wouldn't say she did it, though. Yeah, what's the date on this? September 28, 16, and what's the date on this other one? 2017. Well, okay. Yep, I am the state, and I'm also the enemy. I suspect as much. Seems we're looking at the right person. Alright, what we've found so far is all good and interesting, but I think we'd be searching for something a little more concrete. We have to dig deeper. Another listener. Alright. Oh. Right back here. Juliet Carrington. Hey, Cassie. Don't know who this person is yet. Hi, Jules. Cassie, I just wanted to know, did you blow up the thingy? Your post on timelines about the salt. She says nothing. You really shouldn't write something like that. Oh, wait. He said it before she said it, I guess. Or, who knows, I guess they're just talking really fast to each other. Let's see. Really, Jules, you're not going to preach to me about this stupid post, are you? You really shouldn't write something like that. No. Just wanted to know what's wrong, Cassie. It's nothing, just between the two of us. I just had to let off steam, you know. It's because of what happened, isn't it? Yeah, lots and lots of other shit today. This bombing stirred up all this crap again. You know, what I did. What happened there wasn't your fault. So this is like they're both typing at the same time. Cassie, you heard that? Oh, interesting. And the music changed too. Cassie, you hurt that officer to save me and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. That was so brave. How's it a conflict? Oh. How can it have been my fault? And why is it not scrolling? I smashed the freaking skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Fuck. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't stopped him, and this is why you should really remove this post. I feel like an asshole, the worst kind of asshole. I might be free, but not rightly so. I'm not innocent. Oh, Cassie, nobody is innocent. You have to let go. Let's see, there's a conflict with another data chink in a communication. This one? Okay. Well, okay, I guess I will go with this one. I don't know. So it's like this is she's good and she's not good. I don't know. Whatever. What? Where did that come from? This is perfect. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. However, we probably won't be able to hold her for long if it really happened in defense of this Juliet. Very good work. The intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for confirmation. Why do we need to arrest her now? I thought we were looking for the bomber, not for... Whatever. Okay. Next stop, Wonderland, right? Just kidding. Next time be careful of providing the wrong data, okay? Miss Watergate's case, it was not a problem to get her address with the help of local police due to her former record. Okay, what now? A listener. Okay. I'm being arrested. I thought of what you said. Maybe you're right. I should take the post down. It'd be better, believe me. Wait a second, somebody's at the door. BRB. Okay, I'll wait. See, this is what I mean, like dumb cops. Or not dumb cops necessarily, but dumb administrators, right? Because it's like, you're arresting her for something that happened like a year ago. There's no real need. Like, she's not a current danger. Okay, well, I'm just going to read this real fast. Okay, wait, by the way, how's your boyfriend? You're still together. You haven't been talking about him all that much lately. Well, not as much as before. Hello? Are you still there? Cassie? Session closed. Yeah, see, this is dumb, but, you know, it's like a fishing expedition, right? They want someone to blame for the bombing. So, I don't know. I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. Although we have no proof she's involved in the bombing, we might be able to question her. Despite acting in defense of this Juliet, she seems to be quite unstable and a threat. Okay, I just received confirmation. She's now in custody. Very good work indeed. Curious about this thought group, though. Whether they... Oh, God. No. Take a look at the news. Well, it said 2 dead after another explosion. Right, I mean... Breaking news. 2 dead after second explosion. Explosion at Stelligan University campus kills 2 students. Is there a connection to yesterday's assault? What assault? What assault? Yesterday's bombing? Today's bombing? Let's check this one out real fast. April 13th. That's today. Okay, I don't know anything about an assault, unless it is... Okay, I have no idea. Maybe it'll tell us about the assault. Okay. Let's see. Explosive charge. Yeah, I'm trying to read the headlines, guy. That is horrible. Yeah, okay. 2 dead. Similar approach, same letter found, so these assaults are connected. And as if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out of the picture, at least for this attack. Yep, you're... Well, no, I mean, that's good, ultimately. Because now you know she didn't... Well, you know she didn't do the second one. You don't know if she did the first one or not. But your zeal to, you know, first you shut down the credit card, and then you arrested her for a crime that was committed, you know, a year ago when you're investigating some other, like, terrorist action. It's, you know, this is the whole point, right? Is the moral busybodies. They will never rest because you will always be doing something wrong. This complicates matters massively. So much for our simple test case. I need to speak to my supervisors, see how we are to proceed given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button on the top right of the desktop. Try and get some sleep. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying at best. Let's see. Top right. Oh, I see. Well, we'll read this article first, and then we'll stop. Explosive charge set off at Stelligan University in Bonton. At least 2 people dead, 3 injured. Once again, a letter has been received just before the crime. This is probably where the let's talk about that that German song. Half an hour ago, an explosion occurred at the campus of Bonton University. According to the latest reports, at least 2 people were killed, with a further 3 injured severely. The area was evacuated immediately. According to yet unconfirmed statements, the City Administration Office of Bonton received an anonymous letter just minutes prior to the detonation, which again contained the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, frei, the thoughts are free, exactly like the letter received before the assault on the Freedom Plaza yesterday. We will inform you about any developments on this event as soon as further details are available. Okay. That's basically it. Oh, there you go. Look at all those people. And she's in the center of it. She's the key to everything. Let's hit log off. Are you sure you want to finish your work to today? All unprocessed data chunks will expire. Interesting. Huh. I'm sure this will have an effect in the future. Okay. All right, so we have another achievement down there. The clocks were striking 13, which is probably for day 1. Based on the data you submitted, we have learned the following. Global. Assault on Freedom Plaza. Severe assault occurred at the Freedom Plaza yesterday. Cassandra Watergate was present there prior to the assault and is thus being investigated. But I thought it was today. Whatever. Activist group Thought. Hints of the involvement of an activist group named Thought have been found. And actually this makes me curious as well. Like, where is this going to go in the future? Because or as far as in the game, I mean, kind of the point of 1984 was that, you know, good does not always win. Evil wins. You know, so I'm wondering if this is going to be, the game, I mean, is going to have the same kind of theme where it's going to end on a down note. Like, hey, you helped, you know, convict someone, some innocent person, but hey, we needed a fall person. Or, hey, we needed to implement the system and you were good, so thank you for that. I don't know, we'll see. A second assault at the Stelligan University occurred, seemingly connected to the first. This suggests Cassandra Watergate is either not the only perpetrator or not involved at all. Target person. Can I click on this? No. Cassandra Watergate. She has been criminally charged with the injury of a police officer at a past protest at the Freedom Plaza. She is an artist. I don't know how that's relevant. Former criminal case was closed due to a lack of evidence. She is in a relationship with her lawyer, Joseph Langley. She seems to have undergone a radical change after she joined the activist group Thought. I'm trying to speak too quickly. Let's see. Collected data shows a potentially dangerous personality. More thorough investigation by law enforcement is suggested. Also, they didn't really bring up, like, she was protecting the person from the officer. I don't know what that means. So was it like self-defense? Ultimately, to this, you know, to us, it doesn't matter, quote unquote, but yeah, here you go. Juliet Carrington claimed Cassandra defending her by injuring the police officer. An arrest has been made. I wonder if we'll find out, or if it's just like, all right, next day. You know? Episode 2, a place where there is no darkness. Oh, that's horrifying. Welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have tons of work ahead of us. We're just going to get through Symes's spiel, and then we're gonna stop. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. They believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. Oh, and of you, of course. My superiors agree with me based on the information you've already extracted. The activist group known as Thought is worth investigating. It seems this Goldfells is an important member of Thought, so we now have clearance to consider them as a target person. Now that Goldfells is a target person, there may be new data chunks available in documents you've already accessed. Don't forget to go back and recheck your sources. Goldfells, boom. Alright, well, we will... Safety of the people shall be the highest law. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Huh. Yeah, but the safety of the people, not... I don't know. You want to log off? Yes. So, the name of Chapter 2, that's pretty interesting. The place where there is no darkness, right? So, in 1984, the main character starts his resistance, basically his attempt to stand up to the system. And I don't remember if he's been like dreaming up about a place where there is no darkness or something like that, but he meets kind of a higher person in the resistance, I think. And then he's like, oh, you know, when this is over, that's where we'll meet. We'll meet in the place where there is no darkness. And the higher up's like, yes, exactly. And it's like, oh, okay, you know, we'll get rid of the evil, so to speak, is what he means basically. But turns out the place where there is no darkness is like where they take you when they capture you. It's, you know, it's like the torture cell basically, and it's always light so they don't let you sleep, and that's just one of the ways they torture you. It's pretty brutal. But so that's kind of interesting that it's the name of chapter 2, because that's pretty much the worst thing. Like, that's where they break you. Although, maybe it's referring to the player, right? Maybe this is where they start to turn you, as the player, into a believer in the system. So, I guess we'll see. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks, seriously, guys, if you've watched this. I really do appreciate your time and your attention. Let me know if you have any comments, good, bad, indifferent. I like to read them, assuming YouTube lets me read them, that is. But yeah, that's basically it for today. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, I guess it would be I've basically been playing Dragon's Dogma again, and so I'd forgotten how fun that game is. Also, it can, there are parts where it can be kind of boring, and so since I have 2 monitors, I can put up like a podcast or something on the second one while I'm playing the game. And so that's, for me, that's a lot of fun, because I'm sort of like background noise while I'm running from town to town in the game. So that's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. But I hope yours is just as good. But anyway, like I said, that's it for today. I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, guys, take care.